Life is one big mind game, and you're playing it with yourself. Is it true? I don't care. It got me through the hardest training, starting out broken. Where most people quit, I had just started.
Wow.
And when you take that mindset and you learn to flip that around, that's what made me powerful. And my body followed. And 3 months later, my stress fractures were healed by running on them.
It's calcifying it, just like.
I never had them since. 43 years old.
Wow.
I ran 7,000 miles in 2007, haven't had a stress fracture since. And I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that when the mind and the body connect and you don't give yourself a way out. The only way out for me at that time was death.
Wow.
I'm going to be a Navy SEAL. What I did was, as you know, that whole accountability mirror crap. I also built something else. I built a lab for my brain. I built a lab that I go back and I do a live autopsy. And I'm constantly trying to dissect why I'm stopping short of that finish line. So what happens is you gotta dissect everything in your life. There's something here that everybody has that's holding them back. That's holding them back from that one more step, holding them back from that greatness, holding them back from that millions, holding them back from being that manager, leader. And until you go there, until you work with that, until you stay there, you're never, ever going to get to that next level. I guarantee you right now, I can look in your fucking eyes. You got something deep. Life is not easy. And right now, when you go back, you need to rediscover and redefine who the fuck you want to be. That's the first thing. A lot of people can live with themselves, look in the mirror and say, I'm okay with being afraid. I'm okay with going on this easy highway over here. The easy highway has all these fucking signs and shit, directions, how to get somewhere. And you have to first be uncomfortable with how you feel about yourself. With that voice that a lot of us like to run away from, we all have it. We all have that voice that's saying, hey man, you know, you're kind of wimping out right now. You're kind of being a little punk right now. But a lot of us say, okay, that's okay. It's okay to tell these little white lies to ourselves. So we first have to face the real you. The real me is David Goggins. The real me is a guy looking at you right now saying, I don't want to fucking be on this show right now because I used to stutter as a kid. And I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid that here in a second, I'm gonna start fucking stammering and stuttering and the whole world's gonna know that I have all these issues. But that's when I see right now, okay, Goggins, you gotta go on this fucking show. That's Goggins. Goggins is saying, okay, David Goggins, you're a punk. The life lesson I learned the hardest was that it's important for you to do the job right the first time. When I was growing up, I had a tough grandfather, and he was all about perfection the first time. And being a young kid coming from trauma, I wanted people to feel sorry for me. So I didn't really give my best effort the first time. So he didn't feel sorry for me at all. So he made me stay there until the job was done the right way. And I learned later on, if you got it done the first time, there'd be no second or third time. So basically, when I go out to run, I get all my ideas. All my ideas come from when the blood pressure and the intensity is high. Yeah. Because that puts me back in the dungeon. Yeah. I remember when I was 300 pounds, my most inspirational time is when I was 300 pounds. And I was trying to lose weight, and I was having all these self-talks, trying to find strength all over my brain. How the fuck am I gonna do this? How the fuck? Yeah. So you start to have these different mantras. Like almost every 3 or 4 seconds, a different mantra comes up. And there's a lot of power in that from being that underdog mentality. And whenever I go out to work out, it's not like I'm David Goggins now, 44, I've achieved a lot. Every time I go out to work out, I'm that 300-pound guy spraying for fucking cockroaches, nothing. Because if you think that way, you can only achieve the best. Yeah. If you've arrived and you go out there, I don't need to be out here doing this. So this is what I say to myself. It changes all the time. But let's say for shits and giggles, I'm training for a 100-mile race.
Yeah.
Let's say a 200.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm training for a 100-mile race.
Right.
Okay, good.
So let's say I'm training for a 100-mile race, and I get to mile 50,
Yeah.
and I feel like shit. And like everybody else, my mind gets soft. Why? Because I'm human.
Yeah.
I'm not some damn, hybrid creature that was formed from the heavens above. No, not. Human. I suffer, I don't like it, I'm uncomfortable, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So my mind starts to get weak, and we start to forget about how badass we are. I call that the cookie jar, but it's not about the cookie jar right now.
Yeah.
This is about self-talk.
Yeah.
But the cookie jar kind of goes to self-talk
Piece of
too.
it, yeah.
It's a piece of it. So basically what I do here is you have to make sure that your mind doesn't become spastic. When it's suffering, when it's in pain, all it wants to do is find the easy way out, which is usually quit. If you quit, the pain goes away immediately.
Yeah.
You gotta give yourself enough energy and fuel in your mind to stay just a little bit longer. I know I'm gonna do it. That's the haunting part, is that it's going to happen. It has to happen. And that's a fact. Like, there's no get out of jail free card, bro. None. Like, that is a life that I don't know. I don't have that ability, or I have the ability, I don't have the, I'm not good enough, smart enough. I'm not talented enough to do that. Some people are. Some people can start at 1. Some people don't have to start at all. If you lack talent, you can't sit back and say, I'll start in half an hour. I can't do that. I gotta start now. And after I get back from starting, I gotta start again. And then when I get done with that run or that study session, if it wasn't good enough, I gotta go back again. Because repetition is what taught me everything. For me, I made a decision. And my decision was to be the best person I could. And I basically, a lot of mornings I wake up and say, fuck your feelings. And that doesn't mean like, don't take it literally, fuck your feelings. But sometimes you have to go beyond what you're feeling. And my knees were fucked, but guess what? I wanted to run. And I knew that, okay, you can get knee replacements, this and that. Like I said, it wasn't because I ran too much. People always want to say, oh man, you ran so much so you fucked up your body. You don't want to be like David Goggins. I hear it all the time. You don't want to be like David Goggins. But
So there's your knee.
yeah, there it is. So
First
that's
of all,
the play.
look at the fact that there's zero space between those bones.
Yes, sir.
From the top, from your tibia to your femur, there's zero space.
Well, it wasn't so much me. I had already laid out, a lot of shit about me that was, pretty embarrassing and can't hurt me. So for her, that actually helped her out. She said, wow, if you have the courage to go out there and tell people all your shit, and so that process was, it took about 4 years of me working with my mom because, she was very damaged by what she went through. And so was I. But I knew no one was coming to save me, so I had to go ahead and fix my shit. And she kind of lived in a different place. But when I wrote Can't Hurt Me, it started waking her up. That, hey man, why do you care? Why do you care so much what people think about you, what you went through? Why are you putting so much on other people and what they may say about you? Like there's some stuff I talk about, that is pretty embarrassing for some people. But she got to a point in her life where she was able to, stop caring because we all have our shit. I wanted to be the guy that people looked at. I don't care if you liked me or didn't like, I don't care. But said, this motherfucker is gonna keep coming after whatever the fuck is in front of him. I wanted that. I wanted that worse than anything in the world. So that is, I kept picturing me falling down and getting up, and every motherfucker that called me nigger, I was dumb. Even myself, I wanted to feel something besides defeat. I wanted to just go the distance. And that going the distance pushed me to a point of where now I go way past.